You guys, welcome back to another episode of Kind of Hot, Kind of Healthy. We are not August 1st. What the first Wednesday of August. Let me look at that date because I was going to
Fourth,
say
fifth.
6th, August 6th, which you know what I love?
Whoa.
It scratches my brain when the first Monday of the month is like the first. Like if August 1st was a Monday, ooh,
Oh,
that scratches my brain. My type A personality is like, this is perfect. This is the ultimate place to get things done. And it's like so silly. We're going to actually talk about that a little bit later in the show about your fitness goals and starting, but like it doesn't need to be the first of a month on a Monday to be successful. So you're listening to this. It's August 6th. And
Mhm.
oh my God, as a kid, did August make you like super depressed?
Yes. I was like, school, no.
Like I would literally have to turn off the TV if I saw like a back to school commercial or change the channel. I would just be like, the anxiety would rush through my body.
Yeah. Almost like can you remember the feeling of like going to school and like also like not knowing where your class was and you're like like trying to get there and then you get there and it's like I just remember that feeling.
Our school was so small, you were in basically every classroom. So I don't relate to that, but I relate
Ah.
to everything else, just like the anxiety of walking in. And I am not great. Like as I've gotten older, I'm better with changes, like routine changes, but for the most part, like the routine stays the same. And that has a lot to do with like agoraphobia. But I would get violently sick on the way to school for like the first week. Like I would
Oh
just
wow.
vomit all over myself because I was so anxious. And
Mhm.
my mom was like, "Oh my God, Allie, like I don't have time to bring you home and like change your clothes." And then we were talking about it, I don't know, a couple years ago. She's like, "Oh my God, I felt so bad. Like I didn't know what to do, but like I had to go to work." And I was like, "Yeah, that was probably not a joy to be handling." But yeah, no. So August, I still have weird trauma associated with it. Still like makes my heart a little bit like I'm like, I'm an adult. I don't have to go to school.
Do you ever have dreams where you have a paper due and you're late or a test or something?
I have this reoccurring dream that I failed a final senior year, and so I wasn't going to be able to graduate college. Like all, and then I wake up and I'm like, oh, okay, well that was a bit scary, but I'm an adult. I have my degree. Here we are.
I haven't had that dream, but the paper
The
thing and
paper,
not like
you're just like
like
totally unprepared. What the hell's that about?
what's worse than going to class and not having the homework like ready to go? Like when they're turning it in, you're like, scribbling.
Oh, yeah. 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 I fear I have handed in just like blank papers with my name on it because I'm like there's nothing I can do right now. This is so awkward.
I've done that a time or two.
Our school was like pretty, I mean like they were really strict, but like the class sizes were so small that you could just like some teachers you could be like, "I'm so sorry, like I totally forgot. Can I like pass it in late and like get like less credit or whatever?" And some people would be like, "Yeah." But man, I hate school.
But on the bright side, not to make this about me again, but did you tell Michaela about that?
Oh no, God, I saw her last weekend. It was like such a blur. Did not tell her about that. And then she's planning her sister's bachelorette trip. They're
Mm.
going this weekend. So it's been very strategic conversation. We're locked in. So I will tell her that because that just made me think of it. Yeah, I was like, I have not told her. That's funny.
When this comes out, I'll be moving in two
Woo!
weeks. 2 weeks.
That's so exciting. You're a grown
I
up.
know. I
You're grown up.
I don't feel like a grown up. Well, okay, we need to like all put our manifesting, crossing our fingers, crossing our
Cross your
eyes,
toes. Cross your eye.
everything. Uh, because I move on the 20th, but I can't pick up the key until 10 a.m. And I was like, "Ugh, 10 a.m. I want to be out the house, doors packed, like cars packed, like at my apartment unloading things at like 8 a.m. You're telling me I can't pick up my feet
Oh,
and
the drama. Pack the car, time it right, get a coffee, live in the moment. You'll be fine. 10, you're acting like it's 1 p.m.
it's well, because here's my goal. Like I want to have
I'm gagged.
what?
You're like, I need to get there as early as I can and start enjoying this freedom.
Well, also, like, I have it planned out. Like, we'll
Yeah.
get there early. Well, I mean, I have like 2 items. I mean, actually, no, more than 2 items. Because I was looking in the my parents' garage. What?
This is you showing up with like a little box. I'm ready to move in.
They're like, "Where's your bed?" It's a blanket.
It's right here. It's this little box. I'm going to sleep it on the floor.
But my ideal moving day is like
Yeah.
we pack everything the night before. His dad's truck.
Oh, it's all
eBay
right.
man, bleep that out. eBay man brings his dad's truck and what?
That's just going to continue to keep happening.
I know, I still haven't decided. We
It's
talked about this
fine.
last
It's
time.
fine. It's fine.
We'll cross that bridge one day.
Yeah.
But have everything packed. The big stuff will go in eBay man's truck.
You
And
got that
then
pickup
we'll
truck?
mhm. And we'll leave around preferably like 9 a.m. Get I
Perfect.
mean, I'm gonna be up early anyway, probably getting some work done, doing any last minute things. So eat
Yeah.
breakfast is 4, get there, unpack, take a few hours. Maybe we'll go to lunch, maybe we'll not. But then I'm sure eBay man will probably just want to like stay. We'll get some work done. We'll do like maybe like a cute like pizza box dinner on the floor because like coffee table, dining room table, probably not yet. Who knows? We
No,
eat pizza.
probably. Yeah.
We eat pizza on the floor.
Yes.
And that's like my ideal day. But my parents leave after we finish moving. Goodbye, adios, see you in next year, who knows? That's like my ideal day. Get work done, move in, siesta, lunch, work, and so on.
Scrap the work, babe. Every time we have done 3 big ass moves, the clients know. I am dead. Dead on arrival. I ain't gonna be there. We're driving these big ass U-Hauls, like we're doing the thing. So just, you know what? Maybe do a little work in the morning
Mm,
and then be like, all right, y'all, move in. I'll check in with you tomorrow. The world is not going to fall apart. Enjoy the moment. Get your little Polaroids, take some pictures, get like a cute
the
little
digi.
lunch. Yeah, just like live your life, live your truth. You don't need to work 24/7. This is like the reminder for Maddie constantly.
I'm like, how can I optimize the day?
Yeah, like just be present. Like you've never lived alone. This is so fun.
True.
This is so fun. So are you
True.
getting your bed shipped there?
No, I have to raise shit to my parents.
Okay, so you got the bed to move, you got some dressers.
Yeah, I have the bed. I have so far a bed. Um, a nightstand.
Okay,
I have a jewelry like standing box. That's 3 items. I have um a like a love seat type chair with like a little leg
perfect.
thing. I have my desk, thankfully.
Perfect.
I have my office chair. I have my mom's old, like, armoire that she's like, "Ah, I don't want it. It's just, like, taking up space." I'm like, "Cool, take it."
Give it. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Literally, and then I think I have another chair love seat thing, so I can put that, I don't know, somewhere else.
Mm-hmm.
So, realistically, like, big items, all I really need, um, are, like, coffee table, couch, kitchen table, which I'm gonna get like a 2 or a 4-seater
Mm-hmm.
chairs, and maybe like a dresser eventually. Because like living out of like I wouldn't mind not, only living out of like my closet and like the armoire. And then a bathroom storage thing that goes like over the toilet, like one of those things.
Yes, 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 yes.
But that's like all the furniture I really need. And like honestly, I plan on like finding cool items like that I thrift.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's so fun. Oh,
Hmm.
I love it. I love it. Yeah, we did. our three big moves, and James always had to be at his job like a week before. So it was me packing up the house, which I'm good with. I like packing. He
Mhm.
would come back on the weekends before he left. We did a lot of packing. So it was just like living in shambles until we moved because there's just like shit everywhere, boxes everywhere. And then he would always come back up that morning. We'd go pick up the U-Haul. He would drive the U-Haul. I would drive a car. My mom would drive a car, and we'd have somebody else driving a car. Like we were always, but I like moving. I do and I don't. I don't like leaving the place, but I like honestly the vibes moving gives you. Like it feels nostalgic. I don't know why. I never moved as a kid, but it just feels like we're on a new adventure and I'm looking out the window and what's gonna happen?
Like I can I can
Like
see you like
no shit.
looking
I
out the
genuinely mean that.
window.
Yes, because we're always driving separately because we've always had to have a U-Haul. So we'll call each other like every 10 minutes, but like I'll be listening to music. I would always have the cats with me and I'm just like, where are we going? What's gonna happen? Like you have to play into that shit. And if you don't, you're lying. You're fucking lying because that is so fun to do.
You cracked me up.
So Maddie is she's growing up. She's divorced. She's moving into her own space. She is growing up.
And Allie just had her, I almost said bachelorette party. That happened a while ago. Your bridal shower, give us the details. How
I'm
did it
growing up
go?
as well. I am growing up as well. It was literally the up to this point in my life, the best day of my life. It was so
Real
much
better than when
fun
you got engaged?
because it's just so much energy and love, and it just was like perfect. And
Mm,
I am so particular. So I had told my sister and then my one of my bridesmaids, I was like, this is exactly what I want, but I don't want you to tell me. I want to just like see what you guys do with it, blah, blah, blah. We walked in, and first of all, I had my makeup trial that morning, which was a little risky, but like if you're paying for it, I want to be able to like go somewhere glam. Like, what am I just gonna go and sit home or like go to the gym? Like, so that
yeah.
was super, super good. I was super happy with how that turned out. We got to the venue, undid my rollers in the car, of course, walked in. I was like, oh my God. Like, I have never felt so loved in my entire life.
Mm,
I was like, this is amazing. Um, don't know how do you go through that on your wedding? Because I don't know, maybe there was like 35, 40 people there. And I'm like trying to say hello to
mhm.
everybody. How do you do that on your wedding? I'm like, I think we're having like around 130. I'm like, it's so much. The time goes by so fast. I'm like trying to stay present, but it was so much fun. And then we had a little after party at my parents, and I jumped in the pool. I was swimming for like an hour. I got out of the water, the makeup was intact. She didn't move. The lashes were on. Like
Wow.
she was literally, I look great in pictures. I'm like, I look good soaking wet. This pictures my cousin was taking of me. It wasn't like sexy. I was like just like with the kids and we were playing mermaids. But the makeup, I was like, okay, girl, this stayed on so well. So it was literally the most fun day up to this point, like in wedding stuff. It was the best. It was so good.
Mm.
It was so good. And like I was trying not to like cry because like I will cry at the drop of a hat, especially like if I've had like a couple of Aperol spritz. I was just like, no, don't cry. Just be in the moment. Because I was just like, I feel so loved right now. It was so fun.
To be fair, I do think crying is being in the moment.
Yeah, but I didn't want to like mess the makeup up and like just
You
like
jumped in
be.
a pool.
Well, I didn't know that. I was jumping in the pool with like, well, the night's over. I'm swimming. I don't give a fuck.
Ah,
You know
gotcha.
what I mean? Like I wasn't testing the makeup. I came out of the water and I was like, wow, I'm looking really great.
Oh,
And
I
it
love
was
that.
so fun. It was so fun. And yeah, and then my dad came like a little bit later and he just looked so happy. And I don't know, I talked to him on Monday and he was like, oh my God, it was just so fun. It went by so fast. Like, I just can't wait for the wedding. And I was like, I know. And we're going to get there Friday. So we'll have like a day before like wedding events start. So we'll have the rehearsal and rehearsal dinner Saturday, wedding Sunday. So I'm like, we can just like chill, get our shit organized, like be present, just like all
Mhm.
like connect. And then,
Mhm.
oh, I cannot wait. I cannot wait.
I feel like it really has flown by. Like, I feel like you just got engaged. For real.
No, that does, it feels like it's actually been forever because we moved
Mm.
houses. It's been almost 2 years. Like it's been a while. It's been a while. And then before that, it was like 7 years of being together. I'm like, oh my God.
God, time is flying. Well, I'm
And we're
glad you
still
had
so
such a good
young.
literally.
Like I'm like,
You
I'm
bet
not,
not.
I will be 29 in May. James will be 30 in April. I'm like, we have lived a lot of life and we're so young. It's wild.
That's how I feel.
I know.
I
I
mean,
know.
10-year relationship and divorce before 30.
I honestly iconic. You're going into like year 30 with this energy of abundance.
I do not feel very abundant right now. I feel abundantly dead.
Oh, bitch, shut up. You're just tired. You are living your best life.
I am. Bring in the energy. Bring in the
Yes, yes.
energy.
You take off the bad energy. Bring in the good energy. See? Oh, don't you feel better already?
Of course. So it's delusional.
It's the delusion. But so we were talking. Do you want to switch into do you have anything else life updates?
Any life updates? Oh, just want to talk about how type A I am and control freak I am.
Okay.
So we know how I am a part of like monthly girls' dinner now. And we talked about how I spearheaded the first one. And I was
Yeah.
like, we should do this. Everyone's like, yeah. And then I was like, we're doing this. So then I gave some dates and then we picked the restaurant, yada, yada, yada. And then at girls' dinner, I was like, we need to figure out like how are we going to plan these? Like who plans the next one? How do we pick that? And one of the girls was like, oh, I'll plan the next one. Well, then like weeks go by, I hear nothing. When I was in Puerto Rico, I was like, when's girls' dinner? Like before you know it, it's gonna be August and we don't have it planned yet. Like I can't like just at the drop of the dime, like, you know, go to dinner. Like I need to know in advance. I like to plan my weekends out and it's moving month, all those things. Finally, they send it and have we did like iMessage. You can do like a poll, like and you can go in and like click which one that you want. So now it's the 15th or the 16th. I'm like, when are we picking it? When are we picking it? Like this is so type A of me. I'm like, why do we not know the exact date yet? When is it? What time? What restaurant? I still don't know those three things. And I'm like trying not to let myself go crazy over it because I'm like, I would just like to know so it's on the calendar and I know what days I am free. But man, control.
You're a little wild. Because it's not that like I understand and I hear you, but it's not that big of a deal. Like it's a
Oh,
dinner.
I
It's not gonna take that long. Put it on the calendar tentatively. If you can't go because you got dates with your mans, then you can't go. But like when you're trying to get a group of girls together, if there's like the more people, the harder it is because you have people
mm,
that they don't want to speak up because they're like, oh, I'll just like do whatever everybody else wants to do. But it's like,
mm,
just say what you want to do. But yeah, it's hard. It's hard. Yeah, and sometimes you just gotta, if you want it to happen, you gotta be the one to spearhead it. Like me and Kate say that about ourselves all the time. We're like,
yeah.
we are the action takers. Like if we want something to happen, if we want to get the people together and we want a group of us, we gotta do it. I'm saying it's at my house. This is the two dates. Pick it, and then we'll see you there. 'Cause some people,
Yeah.
but I'm sure it'll be fun either way. You'll figure it out. It'll be fine.
Oh, I'm not stressing over. It's more of just like I would just love to have that like checked off my brain. Like, oh, this is the date. Because I was talking about it with my one friend. She's like, oh, it's on Saturday. I'm like, oh, when did we pick the day? She goes, oh, we didn't. I was like, exactly.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah. I think. maybe that's something.
to work on myself.
Maybe it's not. Maybe it is, maybe it's not. I don't know. But I do think for myself sometimes I have I've always had a hard time relinquishing control. And so sometimes I'm just like, you know what? It is what it is. I can't control that. We'll make it happen. It'll work. If it doesn't work out, it's not going to be horrible, right? Like I just like I self-talk that and it makes me feel more at ease. Like I'm like it's one less thing off my brain. It's going to happen or it's not going to happen. It's not the end
Hmm.
of the world. Nobody's going to die,
Hmm. Hmm.
but easier said than done. Easier said than done.
Yeah. Hard left turn, talking about the mid-year check-in. It's kind of like mid-year check-in part two, like
Yes.
taking action steps.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So we talked about this last episode, and after we talked about it, I really started to think introspectively and like, what did I say I was going to accomplish in January? What
Hmm.
goals did we set? We could probably go back and listen to our January episodes and hear what we were talking about.
Hmm.
And when I go down that list of things in my fitness and health goals, things in business, um, I don't know, that's probably all I was really focusing on aside from wedding. I can say with so much confidence and just like firmness that I have achieved what I said I was going to do. Have I finished that goal? Not necessarily, but when we look at like that mid-year point, have you showed up for what you said you were going to do? Right? I think that's the first question asked. What were the goals that you said you were going to accomplish in January 2025 after you've been like hungover and drinking for days? It's been the holidays, you have been eating a lot, you're exhausted, running rampant. When you sit down and you're like, okay, I really want to focus on these goals, have you shown up for them? Do you even have a plan to show up for them? Like sometimes we just put things out there and there's not a plan behind it. Like within our business, within our fitness, like we have to have plans for these things, especially like if we just remove ourselves from the fitness aspect in business, we're just like, "Oh, I just want to do this, this and this." And we don't have a plan. Well, mama, that's not going to happen. You have to have the plan behind it. And so it was a really good point to pause. And I asked all of my clients this as well, because it was really making my brain think. Because I normally look at June as that mid year, but the summer is so crazy. So I think it's more authentic that July, August get to be that mid year point for people. Um, it's really interesting some of the conversations that were being had, but I want to really make the audience aware of if you haven't accomplished those goals, it's not too late. Like going back to top of show where I was like, "Oh, if August 1st was a Monday, that would like scratch that itch in the brain." But we don't need to start on a Monday. We don't need to start January 1st for it to be successful, for you to be able to see results. Because honestly, that's just like made up stuff that we tell ourselves so we can like push it off another week.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. What were your,
Yeah.
did you have any conversations with clients post our conversation about how they've shown up or what changes need to be made? Because also, like, even when you're working with a coach or you're not working with a coach, it's really helpful to just take an audit of where you're at. And if you have been working consistently, are you happy with where you've been? What gaps are you noticing? By gaps, like where are you falling off track? What has really been challenging for you that you just can't seem to make easier, right?
Hmm. I had two conversations with two different clients on kind of like very different spectrums of like where they're at with their health. One of them has numerous things kind of going on, like irons in the fire with her hormones, with her cortisol, with her stress that are causing um, I would say more it's just having the symptoms of those things, hormones,
Okay.
cortisol, weight gain, that kind of thing. But there are multiple things that we know that cause those issues. And it was kind of like questions of like, well, what can I do to lower this or what can I do to lower that? And it comes down to focusing on the basics of things and doing it
Hmm.
for a long consistent time. So it's kind of like having that conversation of like, hey, like we want these things to change, but these things need cleaned up first. So it's like not getting shiny object syndrome to a supplement to whatever it is, but just looking at what we're doing, kind of like the checkup we're saying, and saying, "Oh, okay, I have this problem, but my sleep is whack right now. I
Yep.
have this problem, but I'm not taking the time to meal plan to figure out what I'm going to have for breakfast. So, of course, I'm tired, I'm hungry, I'm reaching for fast food items. So, just having that conversation of like what areas of our life can we clean up? I think that's super important. No matter where you're at, literally whatever you're doing, finances, health, business, whatever. I think right now I'm doing for myself this morning. I had like a come to Jesus moment. I was like, I need to clean up some areas of my life. And one of those is like my sleep routine has been a little bit off since having a boyfriend. It's definitely been off just because spending time at his house
Yeah.
and then vacation, like I knew as soon as he got there I was like we're not sleeping a regular routine. Like there was one night I didn't get home till back to the Airbnb till like 2:30 and I was like, oh god, like that is not me. And coming back I was like, okay, things need cleaned up. So I'm looking at my life and saying, where can I clean things up? My sleep routine, which is going to affect everything in my life, obviously, my productivity, my mood, my metabolism, muscle building, everything. Sleep and water intake. I have not been tracking water because I know I've been under drinking. So I'm like, why track? Yesterday was the first day I tracked water. Bitch hit 80 ounces. Really good for not tracking water for months and months and months. So those are two areas for me. And I would say even the third area that I am cleaning up on, hmm, I would say maybe just monitor mon
Monitoring.
thank you. My brain is like half on right now because I've only had 2 cups of tea, and like that's probably, I don't know, maybe 50 milligrams of caffeine, if that. Um, but moderate, I can't say it. Why can I not say it?
Monitoring.
Mon
Nah.
it
Nah.
monitoring.
Turing.
Monitoring. Thank you. I like my brain couldn't. My thoughts, like negative thoughts, and not allowing my brain to take that negative thought and keep running it and then believe it as like this is
Mm.
factual. And we talk about this in our texts all the time, like
Yep.
where we can, you said like you can have a thought, we don't have to own it. We can just like let it go. Like that's an interesting thought and like move on with your day.
Yes.
Um,
Yes.
it so those 3 areas, my sleep, my water intake, and not believing every thought that I have and taking it as, like, this is part of my identity when I'm feeling like, "Oh, what am I doing?" or "What am I doing with my life?" or like, "Should I be moving out?" Thoughts like that. That's been,
Yeah.
like, what I've been focused on.
Yeah. That to piggyback off the thoughts, it is so important because we will also see this with clients that are wanting to lose weight. We see clients showing up, nailing their protocol, like being an A+ student, but for some reason the weight is not coming off. And so that tells us, okay, we need to maybe take a pause. We need to reevaluate. There's a couple things we got to do. But where the thoughts go is this isn't working. I'll just be fat forever. Like this is just not working.
Oh,
The point. And it's really valid because when you are working so hard and nothing is changing, your brain goes, well, why even try? And that's why we talked about in the last episode that your goals can start out aesthetically, right? Whatever gets you in the door to focus on your health, to change your lifestyle, better quality of life. If aesthetics gets you in the door, get in that fucking door.
mhm.
But when things aren't changing, and maybe if it's been a little bit of time, we want to monitor the thought of, well, why even try? Why even bother? Because it's not working.
Mhm.
And when those thoughts come up, I like to challenge a client and say, well, even if nothing changes physically, do you have more energy? Are you more confident in what your body can do? Are you sleeping better? Like, can we look at other aspects just or aside from aesthetics? And of course, again, the aesthetics probably fuel you, right? Because you want to
Mhm.
look in the mirror, you want to feel good as fuck. And so it can be really frustrating when it's not changing.
Mhm.
But part of this mid-year evaluation, if you will, is looking at how have you shown up, right? Like Maddie
Mhm.
said, she wasn't tracking her water, which I never track my water because I just have my handy dandy water bottle. But for shits and gigs today, I might just track it and see, okay, where am I at? Because I'm estimating I'm around 90 to 100 ounces. Like, because I know what my water bottles are, I know how many I drink, but let me take an evaluation. Let me see if I'm right. And if I'm not, then I can adjust. So that's the value of this. How are you actually showing up? Especially when you've been doing something since January 1st. Are you getting a little lazy? Do we need to
Mhm.
refine? Right? Like this past week, I was supposed to go to the grocery store yesterday. The day got away from me, didn't put my grocery order in. And we've been relying on stuff that my mom had sent home with us after the bridal shower. She bought a lot of like chicken meatballs, different vegetables, and all that sort of stuff. But today is like that day where it's like, if I don't get my shit together and go to the grocery store, I'm not going to have food. Like, I'm out of my yogurt. I'm almost out of egg whites, almost out of eggs. Like, there's only so much stretching you could do. And so imagine if you were doing that the entire year. Like, you're stretching to see how much you can kind of get away with lack of planning. Well, it,
Mhm.
it doesn't end well. It doesn't end with you being really satisfied with where you're at for your progress. And
Mhm.
I know that for myself, like this is the first year in a while where I am completely satisfied. I reset in December 2022, but it took my body a while to get to a place where I was seeing the results. And I had those moments of like probably this time last year, I'm like, what the fuck? I am working my ass off. I am working my ass off. And the changes are like this big, this big. And I'm like, what the hell? But I knew nothing is going to change if I don't continue to show up. Like it's just either going to stay
Mhm.
the same or get worse. And I'm not satisfied
Mhm.
with where I am right now. So if I stop, I'm definitely not going to be satisfied. So it's
Mhm.
important that we pause, we assess, you have these conversations like with yourself, with a coach, because that can be the difference for how you show up the rest of the year, right? This is the time where you either buck up, tighten up, and we keep going, or we see people fall off of their routine entirely because they're just sick of not seeing the results when they haven't really been showing up as best they could.
100%. And like part of it is like twofold, like just showing up, but also like making sure it's something that you can actually show up to.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Because you could find the best plan, but like if it's not going to work for your lifestyle, it's not sustainable, like it's not going to work for you. I was talking
Yeah.
to one of my clients, and she had re-signed up with me after like taking the summer off in December of last year, and she was like, this is like the worst time to start. I'm busy. I have 2 vacations literally coming up. I'll be gone for like 3 weeks. And I was like, don't worry, we're going to see progress. We're going to focus on X, Y, and Z. We'll get there. A couple months later, December, January, February, she was like, I'm so glad I started because we worked on the beginning stuff that I struggled with. We got mindset stuff down. I was able to travel. Now she was like, now I know I can travel and still work on my health and enjoy my time. Now, we just had a conversation, was it last check-in? And we want to get into a diet phase. She's been steadily seeing body recomposition changes happen just from lifting again, just from tracking, just from focusing on the basics. And we're like, she's like, let's do a diet phase. I'm like, great. So now we've been planning out her next diet phase that we're going to be starting here soon, right after the holidays. But having that check in time and I was like, what do we want to focus on? Do you feel like you could do that? Because we could
Mm,
say, yeah, let's do a diet phase right now. And right now, she's like, it's the worst time for me right now. So evaluating not only of like where you're at with your goals and progress towards them, but evaluating, is the current plan working to reach those goals?
mm,
Like, is it going to work in general? And also, like, does that make sense for me right now? Because if weight loss is your goal, but trying to jump into a diet phase right now does not make sense with your life or even with your health, you shouldn't be doing that then. And trying
yeah.
to continue to work towards that is going to not only frustrate you, but be really hard on your body. Because every time you go into a diet phase, it's hard on your body no matter what. So I think it's like threefold: evaluating where you're at in your goals, evaluating the plan, does it make sense? Evaluating, like, do I really want this right now or do I want to focus on something else?
Yeah. And that last part, I find it to be the trickiest because when you are not happy in your body, you want the results right now.
Yep.
But part of that is being thinking as far ahead as you possibly can and thinking, okay, I want these results right now, but I can't manage getting to the gym or working out as much as I would need to because I haven't been working out for the past 3, 4, 5, 6 months. And so it's
Mhm.
just being real with yourself. And it's not enough, like Maddie was talking about, it's not enough to show up, right? I could go to the gym every day. It's 8 minutes from my house. I could show up to the gym every day. That doesn't mean I'm working hard. That doesn't mean I'm doing anything. I could show up. I could
Mhm.
literally be there, but that doesn't make a difference. I have to work hard. I have to be strategic. I have to have a game
Mhm.
plan. So
Mhm.
it's not enough to just show up. And something I ask my clients, and I do this in real life too. This is not just my clients. I do this to everybody. I will ask a question, right? I will ask you a question. I was talking with Kate. This is a good example. We were organizing her room at my parents' house because she's getting ready to move again. And I was like, could you put this bin in the closet and then move it when you need to get clothes? Is that manageable and realistic? And she goes, yeah, like I probably could. I go, no, three, two, one, isn't manageable and realistic? Yes or no? She goes, no. Great. When you know that something is not realistic for you, we can then create a plan that is actually realistic for you. I do this to my clients all the time. I'm like, don't bullshit
Yep.
me. Yes or no. I do that. I do 1, 2, 3, yes or no. And they give an answer that is real. They give an answer
Mhm.
that's authentic because a lot of people are afraid to say, I can't show up to do XYZ when there shouldn't be shame in that. That's actually a great thing because now we know what we can work with. And so that's something I ask my clients as we're starting out after a couple of check ins. I hone in on that because if I see you are not tracking, water is low, sleep is low, digestion hasn't been good, right? We look at everything and it's not in the best place. It
Mhm.
shows me, okay, you are getting swallowed up by this plan because it's too overwhelming, it's too much, it's not realistic. So, how can we pivot? And that is the
Mhm.
thing that makes progress happen. Again, it's not enough to show up for a plan that doesn't make sense for you. You have to be able to follow through, to be consistent. And so that is, it's genuinely one of my, it's like my superpower because I just pull an answer out of people and it's the authentic, real answer that you're sometimes afraid to give because of like fear of judgment, fear of, I don't want people to like think I'm lazy or not hardworking
Mhm.
enough. When
Mhm.
in reality, a handful of times, some people are lazy, right? Some people aren't doing enough. But a lot of you are
Mhm.
trying to do everything you can, and it's too much. But you're afraid to say it's too much.
And it's like feeding that beast of like getting frustrated at yourself
Yes.
because you can't do enough. And then you don't want to let your coach down. You don't want to let us down. So you're like
Yeah.
trying to do it and then you're not showing up. And then you're missing check ins because you're feeling embarrassed.
Oh,
I
yeah.
totally, I've done that to my own coach. Totally, totally, totally understand. There were times in my healing journey where I I would be like, "What's maybe should I be adding this in? Should I be adding that in?" And she goes,
Oh.
And she goes, "Maddie, do you think you could handle one more thing right now?" And I was like, "No." And she's like, "Then no."
Yeah. Yeah, there was genuinely a point where you were trying to add in everything a human could possibly think of. And I'm sitting here like, oh my God, like that's a lot. Like I can, I'm barely keeping afloat with what I'm doing. And I'm like, oh my God, she's crazy. And then if you're not careful, you get shiny object syndrome. And it's like, should I be doing those things? And it's like, no. Just because somebody is eating an orange doesn't mean that your apple is not good and worth eating, right? Like two different things. And so, yeah, but that's such a real response. That's such a normal thing because if something's not working, well, it's probably because I'm not doing enough. That's the culture and environment we live in. That is our space.
Mhm.
Our brain is like, more. We
Mhm.
can do more. Yes, we can do more. And it's like, bitch, slow down. No, maybe you can't do more. And that doesn't mean that you're not making progress. That doesn't mean that you're not
Mhm.
healing, like in your case.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah,
Mhm.
it is feeding that beast.
And honestly, for women like me that like high achievers and type A perfectionists, doing more equals productivity equals you are worth more. That's how my
Yep.
brain works.
Yep.
Like part of healing and part like anything, getting leaner, for sure getting leaner, weight loss, all those things. Part of that is like just allowing yourself to be present and
Yeah.
relax. Like I'm telling you, most of like I laugh with Lacey, friend of show, because like part of my everything journey in progressing in life and achieving more of the body I want, all those things. It's like allowing myself to relax. Like
Mm, yep.
that is forever hard for me, and not feeling like I have to add more and just focusing on what I'm already doing. And for so
Yeah.
many women, it's like, see, the diet industry is so much of like, do this, do that. Yes, all those things can help. But if your body is chronically in fight or flight and you're chronically stressed out and trying to do all these things that's stressing you out, and your brain doesn't stop and you're constantly tense, like the amount of times I have now began to notice my shoulders and the tenseness, and I've been like, oh, I had to relax.
Mm,
Like
yep.
I've never noticed it this much in my life. Like if you're walking around like that 24/7, it doesn't matter what routine you're following. Like you will never get that last nth degree of what you're looking for because you're so tense, you're so overwhelmed, you're so overworked, all of those things. So it's
Mm-hmm.
like twofold in reducing what you're doing, and because you don't need to do more things. It's really about doing less but doing them consistently.
Mm, yep. Doing less, but doing it better.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. There was something I wanted to talk about. Sorry, my phone keeps going up. I want to make sure it wasn't something important. Um, I had a total like, oh, okay, I totally get why people feel this way
Mm.
when it comes to your health. So I had a dentist appointment
Ah,
Tuesday. And we were talking about this, and I got like some kind of new x-ray thing. It's like included with their, I don't know, like my appointment. And
aren't you always supposed to get x-rays?
this was a different one. This was one where
So new and improved. Ooh.
So it could be fake. You know how they're like trying to like get you to do things. Um, but it showed I had two spots between lower.
Pull your microphone. Your
What?
microphone. Pull your microphone.
Oh. I had two. I did it again. Oh my god. Two. I don't know why I'm like two spots. I'm delusional today. Two spots on my lower right side where I guess I was losing mineralization of my tooth, of my bone.
Yeah.
And I talked to my coach about this, so we have a whole game plan. But I was talking to the dental hygienist, and she was saying, "Oh, you could do this." The dentist was like, We could just apply this uh antibiotic type thing or whatever it was. I don't know, but I was talking to the dental hygienist and she was telling me like all the things I could do. And then I was talking to my coach and I was like, "Oh my god, like my teeth are like falling apart, like I'm like freaking out." And then she was like, "Here is one source that I know about this." And she was like, "But I want you to remember, like I've been working on mineralization in my body. I've also never gotten this test done before. So, like, for all we know, I could have had that all over my teeth, and then I got that test done, and now I have two little spots. Like, for all we
Right.
know, it could have been improving because I was looking up remineralization, and it has to do obviously with minerals like calcium, magnesium. And I got a mineral test done, and my body was so depleted in those. So, I could have been improving. We don't know. But
Right.
where I was seeing myself fall into the trap like so many of you do, I'm googling how to remineralize your teeth. I need to make a post about this and email. Hold on a second.
Yes, you do.
Write that down. Remin teeth
Because you're
email.
also like, not only are you coming from a place of I need to do research, there's also a potential of like shame around that. And that's something that you guys also you experience when it comes to your health. Everybody
Yeah.
does.
I mean, I was like, "Oh my god," like, and my boyfriend just commented how nice my teeth look, and I'm like, "Oh my god, my teeth are falling apart." Like, anyway, so I'm looking up like why it happens, and I'm like, "Is it from drinking electrolytes all day?" It's not. There's no sugar in that one I use. We cleared that question. Is it from this? Why is it happening? Like, what toothpaste should I use? I want to use toothpaste that's more natural. Like, what should I be doing? Like, I used to oil pull my teeth consistently. What could I add in? I'm going down the wormhole of wormholes of wormholes. I was just like overwhelmed. It was on my list, and now again, it's only Thursday, but it's been on my list for a couple of days to do that, and
Hmm.
I've been like not I was putting off looking it up because the first moment I looked it up, I was like panicky and I was like, "Oh my god, I want to fix this
Yeah.
now." And
Yeah.
like how many of you do that? Like when you have a vacation coming up and you're like, "I got to lose this 10 pounds now. I got to feel better now," you know? And it's like
Yes.
tomorrow. So last night I was like, "You know what? I'm gonna do one thing," and I started this literally last night. That I started this yeah, last night. The dental hygienist said, you know how they give you like free toothpaste. Well,
Yeah.
she gave me the pro enamel one, which I'm not a huge fan of, just because it's not very like natural. But she said two things to me: to switch from the placker style tooth thingies. It's
Flosser.
like
Oh, those are not good for you.
I have learned.
I also
Um,
can't use them because I have brackets on my teeth.
Gotcha. Okay. So I'm still using those ones up because like I'm not wasteful. Those will be like my car ones if I have like steak in my
Good for
teeth, you know.
travel too.
Yeah, those are like my travel ones. But
Perfect.
I switched from the one they gave me at the dentist. I'm gonna switch to cocoa floss. It's just coconut, but it's you need the ones that are not like a rope. You need like they're more like papery, like long. That's what grabs onto the stuff to get it out. So anyway, the one thing she told me to do, two things. I added in because I was like, I could do that. I could start with this. Put a little bit of the pro enamel on the floss that she gave me, and I did that after I brushed and after I mouthwashed because you want that to stay on your teeth to help with the mineralization. And the second thing I did was brush my teeth with my regular toothpaste, but I put a little bit of the pro enamel on it to start introducing that to my teeth again. So I went from being so panicky, I'm like, oh my god, I don't do, and I was like, I can't do anything, to just like adding two things that were feasible to me right now with what I have. Cost me $0. I just did what I had and what was feasible. And then I woke up the next day and I was like, I feel better about this. I can do some research and figure out the game plan that I want to figure out. I did some research. I know what products I'm ordering. I'm going to start with those and go from there. But the overwhelm, the
Hmm.
scaredness, the like, I felt it all. And this was over my teeth, which is still aesthetic. You know, it's like I don't want to have bad teeth. Like I like having white teeth.
Honestly,
And
predominantly teeth are aesthetic, and then your brain, your the second thought goes, "Oh, gum disease," straight to my brain.
yep.
Ah,
Yeah, no, it's a can I mean everything is all connected, right? Even flossing adds years to your life.
love
So
it.
now me too.
I
So
love it.
now that I allowed myself, that is fucking key here. Hold on, let me make sure my computer is not okay, we have time. I allowed myself to show up in whatever capacity that I could was 2 small steps. It gave me, like, the green light per se. It gave me the ability to feel calmer, come at it again the next day, and look into it a bit more, and then figure out what I
Mhm.
wanted to do from there. Instead of saying, "Oh, because I can't follow this 50 million step routine, I'm not gonna do it." That's what I didn't allow myself to do, and that's why now I feel so much better about the direction my teeth health is going to go into, because I didn't let that overwhelm and that frustration and that fear of not being able to do it perfect from the get-go stop
Yeah.
me.
Yeah. And that's such a moment of pause because when you are embarrassed and you want to do something right away and your brain is like, how can I undo all of this damage? I need to do 18 million things right now. It's a
Yep,
really overwhelming place
yep.
to be in your brain. And the reality is, you're not going to undo damage or lose weight overnight, right? Like these things take time, but you can take action that feels manageable. And the thing that like soothes your brain is being able to do things that take action. You're like, okay, I can do these two
Mhm,
things that actually is going to be helpful. And it makes me
mhm,
feel at ease because I'm doing something that I know is going to pay off in the long run. Versus
mhm,
if you were sitting there and you couldn't do anything because you're like, I have to order all these products, I have to do this, I have to do that, I have to pause, that almost creates more overwhelm because then you're like, you're not stopping Googling. Like you are WebMDing till you die. And it's like, okay, girl, like let's not do that. Um, but it's so true. I mean, your health in any capacity, whether it's mental health, physical health, whether it's your aesthetics, whether it's the smallest little thing, right? We get really embarrassed and critical if something is not how it should be, or if you haven't been to the doctor in a while, the dentist in a while, if you haven't been to the gym in a while, all of these things. And so reminding yourself that all humans have this experience, right? Across the board,
mhm,
right? Maybe
mhm.
Maddie doesn't have that experience about going to the gym, but she had that experience at the dentist. I had to go back to therapy and it was wicked embarrassing. I literally, like, as soon as we got on with my appointment, I go, so, Colin, I just have to put it right out there. I have been really anxious about making this appointment and everything's been fine, but like this is really weird for me. And so I had to just say it. And he's like, it's literally fine. And I'm like, whew. Like we do these things all of the time because we're human, right? We can't be perfect. We can't show up 100% of the time. We can't do things like we would always want to. But the unifying thing and reminding yourself that you can start at any time. You can feel embarrassed because you're that own that truth, whatever the hell you want to do. But don't let that stop you. Don't let that make you spiral. Because that's something as humans
Mhm,
that like we all share across the board.
mhm,
So I think that's a really good example and like story of a place where you could have totally got overwhelmed and spiraled and tried to do 8 million things. And then those 8 million things were too much and they didn't work. And then you found yourself back at the starting point. But instead, you said, stop. What can I do now? And you got little action steps that
Yep.
are probably more meaningful than maybe a bunch of the other crap you were finding online.
I mean, I would also say just more meaningful for my body too, because like I was in like fight or flight and like
You're
a
panicking.
lot the panic. And a lot of times, like whenever you're doing stuff and like you're doing it just to check off a list and like, like it's not doing the same. It's like
Yeah,
meditating when you're like just like freaking out crying. Like there's a time, place to meditate, not when you're
right.
like in the middle of like a car accident. You know what I mean? Like it's I was thinking like, like something
Yeah,
crazy.
no, definitely wouldn't be a time to just sit there and meditate. It's what are we doing? Yeah, checking off a box.
Yes. So, yeah, now I'm excited for this new endeavor that I'm learning these new things and can, every time I learn something new, I'm like, oh, I'm sure I'll have a client that needs to also incorporate this into their life somehow, some way, some shape or form. So, hopefully, my journey with the dentist will inspire you to just take one small action. Doesn't have to be perfect.
I'm gagged.
I am
Uh,
the keeper of time because
yes,
Allie
I know.
needs to
I
go.
have to run to an appointment actually. Not the dentist, but I do have to run to
Mm.
an appointment.
Okay. Just want a side note. I am so excited. We're interviewing two different guests in August, not September, and
Yeah,
I'm really excited for it. They'll be coming out obviously September and October. But just to keep you on your toes, I'm not gonna say the names, but I'm excited for them.
I'm
We're
super
talking
excited.
we're gonna the first I don't know what day we have to reschedule with them, but they're two girls and they're like literally the same thing as me and Allie, copy and paste.
That'll be super fun because we've also never done four people.
I know I'm a
So
little
that's
scared just because like
interesting.
we gotta figure out that dynamic so we're not talking over each other.
It'll be fine. I mean, that's kind of the beauty of what you get with a Zoom interview sometimes.
This is
But
true.
we also, this month, we have our interview with Coach Kate coming out.
Oh
And
God.
we will do a debrief episode after her interview comes out. But it is you will have the chills, you will cry, you will laugh, you will feel loved. It was such an incredible conversation.
So incredible. So on that note, thank you guys so much for listening and watching Kinda Not Kinda Healthy. Please make sure to subscribe, give us a 5-star review, 5 stars only. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, YouTube, anywhere where you can stream podcasts. If you have a burning question, I'm reading the old one. Whoopsie.
Oh,
Tap the tap the anonymous link below. And drop your questions about dating, life, teeth mineralization, whatever you want.
all of
Bye.
it. Bye.